Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Tunes Tuesday. I'm Chloe, I'm joined by Adam and James, who together we make up the team behind InTheStudioUK on Instagram. We have a collection of amazing artists that we're going to be playing for you today. We're going to be talking about, discussing their music. You can find all of the artists on our Spotify playlist, which I will link below, as well as the artist's Instagram, so make sure you check out any that you like.
The first track we have is Way Back Home by InTheStudioUK.
Gravitational waves, destination waits where the palm trees sway. Looks like you finally made it. Reality be fading, multicolored sonic spaceship takes us far away. And all the time, all that's left to find is meteors of love, is meteors of love. So free, yes, we're in a dream. Let me help you find a way. Feeling so free in our melody. Let me help you to escape. Feeling so free, yes, we're in a dream. Let me help you find a way.
So that was A Way Back Home by InTheStudioUK. They have told us that their mission is to provide good vibes, allow them to brighten your day, and to be swept up by addictive tunes. I think that is definitely sits with the vibe of that song for sure. I really liked how the melodies like sat together really nicely and blended together well. What about you guys? What did you think?
I think duo is definitely a very good description of the two of them. I mean, beyond just the two, obviously awesome vocal lines, I think, lovely heavy texture for a lot of the song. Really contrasted with, where they brought it all back down to just like a funky bass line and some vocals. It's really, really interesting contrast, which I think worked really well for them. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it, James.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting track. It's pretty laid back, but at the same time it takes some turns in the sort of like directions that they're heading with. And I think the thing that really like caught my ears when I listened to this track for the playlists was just that intro, because you could tell already that this was going to be really interestingly produced, because the way that they're sidechaining their kick through like this like kind of heavy synthwave groove, and they've got some like interesting percussion in there. It just works pretty well, to be honest. Yeah, it's a solid vibe.
Next up, we have Alex's House by Chris Pidsley.
Maybe I shouldn't be vindictive for no reason.
Had to move to the city, had to get away, living corner to corner since my very first day. You had a room in your house, told me that I could stay. You were off to New York, or was it LA? I told you it was for the weekend, and now I'm living with your best friend. Am I getting in the way? I'm moving to the West End, but I can't afford the best end, so I guess I'll have to hang around until you found a living in rent-free and forever. 18, not the wisest elements of a teenage mindset, easier to explain fears away. Aim big like the ocean, elevate my dreams in motion, even though I can't expect to stay. Recently I'm moving out again. Put a stitch in your bed when it made it, thought I'd add to the rest, you can save it if you like. And I headed north from the Baron's courts, but I took a lonely path, walking through the graveyard. I told you it was for the weekend, and now I'm living with your best friend. Am I getting in the way? I'm moving to the West End, but I can't afford the best end, so I guess I'll have to hang around until you found a living in rent-free and forever. 18, not the wisest elements of a teenage mindset, easier to explain fears away. Aim big like the ocean, elevate my dreams in motion, even though I can't expect to stay. Not the wisest elements of a teenage mindset, easier to explain fears away. Aim big like the ocean, elevate my dreams in motion, even though I can't expect to stay. 18 motion, elevate my dreams in motion, even though I can't expect to stay. Recently I'm moving out again.
That was Alex's House by Chris Pitley. So this is an indie-based artist based in Tottenham. Yeah, he's been writing since he was 16 and gigging since he's been at uni. I had the pleasure of talking to Chris on the podcast a few weeks ago. Really interesting guy generally. He's kind of moved. He's had to, obviously, with the pandemic, move from playing in lots of locations around his university to obviously being much more in his bedroom and producing himself. And I do feel his bedroom style indie pop would perhaps be the best way to describe the sound he's going for now, which is quite fresh, weirdly, and I think he pulls it off very well. I think you can see in the cover for Alex's House, he's wearing an Arctic Monkey shirt, and you can definitely hear their influence in his lyrics. I just said Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkeys.
Because I'm so southern. But it's he plays most of the instruments himself. I think he was telling me he got somebody to do the drums for him, but all the guitar parts you hear are all him. She's a very, very talented guy, and I'm a big fan of the track. So what did you guys think?
Yeah, I really liked it. It's really good. It's you get along with it easily. It's the kind of song which you're never gonna have a quarrel with or anything. Yeah, it seemed really good. What about you, James?
Yeah, it's a solid indie track. He's definitely hitting all of those points that make an indie tune. I'm feeling a little bit of Last Night by the Strokes kind of influence there. I can't confirm that, but whatever. But he's he's definitely picking up the vibes. That was probably the worst way. Yeah, that was the worst way to end that sentence. Cool. What's the next track?
So the next song we have is from our indie rock playlist. This is No Question by Heavy Bird.
Yeah, okay. So that was No Question by Heavy Bird. Definitely one of the weirder tracks of the lot that we've picked this week. It's the controversial standout of the sound that is, yeah, it's just a bit weird. So it's by a guy named Evan Adams. He's a songwriter, instrumentalist, and he's trying to make these like mix of indie rock, psychedelic rock, and shoegaze. And he's definitely coming out with some interesting sounds in there. Yeah, so we've got what we think is either a bow guitar or a violin, and he's got a really solid backing sound in there. Yeah.
I feel like this happens with so many songs. It's not my vibe. It's not the kind of stuff I'd listen to. And I mean, if I was to say anything about it, it was quite long. But of course that could be, that can come down to many reasons. It might have been longer and he's shortened it, or, it comes down to what he wants to do as his storytelling and the way he wants to write his music. And, yeah. Adam?
I think I was a big fan of the tone on this guitar and things like that was very, fitted the song quite well. As James says, as a violin player myself, I'm pretty sure at least at some point it was a violin playing, which is a nice little inclusion in this kind of genre where you wouldn't obviously normally see that. So I thought it was quite brave of him to bring that out. So, and I think it worked quite well for the track. So, yeah, good lad.
So this next track is by Gabby Kay. She's a 25-year-old living in Birmingham, and this is Guilty Pleasure.
I see you every day for a start, and that just means more temptation. It was just a silly little thought. Didn't think there'd be any reciprocation. Didn't see you feeling the same till you grabbed me so close. But honey, this can't be a thing. I just wanted a small dose. Now I can't forget the mistakes we made. Gotta keep it on the low, let it fade. 'Cause you're my guilty pleasure. Nothing needs to leave my mind. Yes, you're my guilty pleasure. Taking over my thoughts all night. Didn't think it'd get this far. Not trying to break no hearts. Feeling like I'm doing something wrong, yeah. Even though it's all in my thoughts. Now I can't forget the mistakes we made. Gotta keep it on the low, let it fade. 'Cause you're my guilty pleasure. Nothing needs to leave my mind. Yes, you're my guilty pleasure. Taking over my thoughts all night. You're my guilty pleasure. 'Cause you're my guilty pleasure. I don't wanna say these words. I'm scared I'm gonna cross the line. 'Cause I got someone else to think about, and I know that you're not mine. 'Cause you're my guilty pleasure. Nothing needs to leave my mind. Yes, you're my guilty pleasure. Taking over my thoughts all night. You're my guilty pleasure. You're my guilty. 'Cause you're my guilty pleasure.
So that was Gabby K's most recent single, Guilty Pleasure. What did you guys think?
I thought that was some great, catchy, very high energy pop. I mean, what is there not to love from this one? Love smooth vocals, lovely smooth vocals over a well-produced and fresh backdrop, really combined fantastically. I'm definitely looking forward to having Gabby K on the podcast and talking through some of this stuff with her, because this is really fantastic. Great tune. What did you think, James?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really solid track. It's really, well produced. She's definitely getting good sounds out of those kick, and the instrumental on the guitar is really solidly recorded. Yeah, it's a decent sound. I'd like to see the synth instrumental come up a little bit in the chorus, but that's just down to taste. It's not a big deal. But she's definitely hitting those soul and R&B areas that she's going for with this track. And overall, it's just really solid.
Yeah, in her bio, she told us that she's got quite a lot of music influences and listens to anything and everything from the Beatles to Beyonce, from Led Zeppelin to Lily Allen. And I definitely think you can hear how she mixes a lot of her inspiration in her songwriting, and how the track came out at the end.
This is Orchestra of Doubts by Wicked Winters.
I feel confident in darkness. I feel in control. To know that I can make decisions. To know that I can change it all. I feel heavy, I feel strange. I feel trapped like I'm in a cage. And I feel tired, I feel crazy. And every single moment's hazy. I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling pain. I don't think that I can go again. Like I've lost another piece of me. And I'm feeling incomplete. I can feel the pills are working. I can now let go. I really hate I have to hurt you, but this is my way out. I feel heavy, I feel strange. I feel trapped like I'm in a cage. And I feel tired, I feel crazy. And every single moment's hazy. I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling pain. I don't think that I can go again. Like I've lost another piece of me. And I'm feeling incomplete. I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling down. I think it would be best if I'm not
And that was Orchestra of Doubts by Wicked Winters. I really liked that, and so I'm well and truly a lyric person. You know, if lyrics of a song grab me, then I'm fully on board with loving the song, and that was definitely one of those ones which, like, you can tell the storytelling behind it, and he's thought a lot about it. Yeah, it was really good. What did you think, James?
Yeah, so if you're wondering how to write an orchestral song and also put in vocals, that's basically a textbook example of that. And yeah, that's almost hitting ballad standards, let's be honest. Those vocals and harmonies were really, really solid, and you can tell that the work has definitely been put in there to make sure that they sound decent. And that's half the battle, is getting that sound. But then even then is like the texture of the track is just, it's really good.
Yeah, if I was to sum that up, I'd say it's this fantastically produced open soundscape that Wicked Winters really, sings over with, as Chloe kind of touched on, excellent emotion in his voice. He's really telling us a story and trying to make us be included in it. I felt particularly the last chorus, where it really began to build up, felt like we were reaching going over the finish line, a very big conclusion to this story that he's telling. So I'll be looking forward to see what other stuff he'll come out with.
This next track is by Mr. Daniel Eferton, who describes himself as art dealer by day, musician by night. This is Foundations.
Never let me drown, wiping away the everlasting frown. The ones you can rely on, you don't need your eye on. I promise you, my promises really do mean well, but it's all of you who save me from the wishing well. We're dancing on the tables, using them as stepping stones, steady foundations. Wait a minute while I'm free falling. Look who's calling, catch me on solid ground. From me to you, I really do love you. If I need to get battered and bruised, even stop a bullet for you. So take my hand, let's stick to the golden plan. Cherish those teenage years, cry out the adult tears. We're dancing on the tables, using them as stepping stones, steady foundations. Wait a minute while I'm free falling. Look who's calling, catch me on solid ground. We're dancing on the tables, using them as stepping stones, steady foundations. We're dancing on the tables, whoa. Wait a minute while I'm free falling. I say, wait a minute while I'm free falling.
That was Daniel Eferton with his debut single, Foundations. I loved that one so much. It's just... it just seems so sweet, and I really liked it. Really like the song, not adding it to my playlist, because it's definitely the type of thing where I'd be driving down the road and I'd just burst out crying to it.
I like that. I like that. Like the first line in this of his description is, "It's not that romantic, I promise." But let's
seems a bit romantic.
Can we? Daniel, we disagree. Come on. Don't do us like this, please.
There must be some sort of story behind this. There must be.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we're in agreement here. It's a great track, yeah?
Oh,
Definitely.
Yeah.
And for a debut single, that's amazing. You know, his numbers are really good as well. It's been out for a few weeks now.
Yeah. And I think it's simplistic, and it hits. I need to stop saying it hits the mark that it's going for. Yeah, no, it's simplistic, and that works. There's definitely like, you could, like, if he wanted to, he could definitely build this into kind of like the previous track where it's got like more orchestral elements building up as he goes through. But like, he doesn't have to do that, and just sitting back and just having it as an acoustic guitar with the occasional quiet strings going in the background just works really well. And yeah, it's just a solid piece.
I don't think that track needed an orchestra. I think he carried it just by himself. Yeah, I take what you mean though. Yeah, definitely look at that in the future. But it was
Also, tracks like this just, you know, fit, not easily is the wrong word, but they just fit really well into, you know, people's playlists, and playlists like ours where it's, you know, acoustic based, but also just personal playlists as well. It just like hits all the right points.
This is Daydreams by the Myers, a friendly neighbourhood indie pop duo from Nottinghamshire.
How do you do it when we always knew it? The plans, the dreams, or make believe, or maybe for you. When we got our lives, all of it for you. I tried it alone, but it never works. We are not alone in this world. You tell me all the places you've been, but this is not what you promised me. How do you do it when we always knew it? The plans, the dreams, or make believe, or maybe for you. How do you do it when we always knew it? The plans, the dreams, or make believe, or maybe for you. I had to forget all you said. Memories change, that's all I got left. You had to make a show of it all, but I will be what I said all along. How do you do it when we always knew it? The plans, the dreams, or make believe, or maybe for you. How do you do it when we always knew it? The plans, the dreams, or make believe, or maybe for you.
So that was our last song today. That was Daydreams by the Mayers. I really liked that duo. They were, you know, like the first duo we had, their melodies seemed to fit really well together. It was something about a male-female duo that just seemed to, in these examples, work perfectly and just only make the song better.
Yeah, I thought that was such a fresh track. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it. I mean, as soon as it started from the very beginning, had me swaying from side to side. I liked the more, I don't know, maybe abstract you could call it, chorus they had going on. So it was, you know, more kind of production behind the chorus than just, you know, the nice vocal melodies on the verse, which, you know, really pulled together to make, you know, a very well produced and, as I say, fresh indie track. What did you think, James?
Yeah, it's a good track. Like, I really liked this one, and they're just really cool. Like, I've looked at their Instagram, and they are supporting a bunch of smaller artists, and they're actually working to make an online community, and they're just a really, like, cool group of people. That track is great, and it makes turns in ways that not a lot of the artists we listen to do.
It definitely builds from the start. It just doesn't stop building, and it's worked really well of just changing and not being the same all the way through, but also only adding to what we've heard previously.
Yeah, so going off of, like, I think the most thing that really, like, piqued our interest, because it was different, was that chorus. And it's definitely, like, it's looking at the more of, like, peak later end of, like, some of the Coldplay works, where it's getting a little more production heavy, more, it's not as far as to say future based, but it's definitely taking elements from there, and it just works. It's really good, and I like it. And that's kind of, yeah, okay. I'm gonna start rambling on if I speak anymore, so I'm gonna stop. Please.
We've had a really great mix of music today, and some that we've really liked.
This has been Talking Tunes Tuesday. My name's Alan Brown. I've had a great time, joined obviously by the gorgeous Schuil-Brewer and the equally gorgeous James Blake.
Ooh, thank you.
Make sure you check out all of these artists on Instagram. I'll link them all in the description below, as well as our Instagram, our Spotify playlists. Let us know what you thought, and let us know that you're listening and supporting artists.
Thank you.
Have a good Tuesday.